Do you know what? This is not a good idea for you.
Why?
Gin, beer, wine.
Right.
You're right.
I'll make you a bit more tolerable.
You.
Oh!
You.
As you can tell, we're all wearing the same clothes, and we are well into episode 5 now, and maybe a few too many to drink. So, let's get on with it.
Oh yeah, so you know when I was saying about the scene with her, with the king and the queen shagging, and it was like one showed her as the contrast, being really bored and not enjoying the sex element, but it was also to show how much the king's illness had progressed, because it was all over his back and his arms.
Yes. And yeah, that whole scene, like you pointed out, purposely was there to show, because Damon was talking at the time about how marriage was a duty, but
I picked up on that.
Yeah,
it's great we're saying this now, not on camera.
Yeah, how we
it's great. It's great we're looking into this so deeply.
Tomorrow, Lady Rhaenyra.
Cousin?
Care for some company?
I'd rather ride alone.
New characters, yeah.
Husband?
Disney, Jedi.
What brings you to the Vale? Or have you at last come to consummate our marriage?
Or perhaps your brother has at last had his fill of your company.
What will you do now?
Will you strike the child down? Or...
What's just drying off?
I knew you couldn't finish.
Oh wow.
We've all been there, buddy.
A moment. I do not wish to see you go.
Such is the king's decision.
A decision I most bitterly regret.
You chose Rhaenyra.
She swore,
Oh,
and I believed her.
You wanted to believe her, as did her father.
If you had not been so relentless in advancing Aegon as heir.
Listen to me, daughter. The king will die. And if Rhaenyra succeeds him, war will follow, do you understand? And to secure her claim, she'll have to put your children to the sword. She'll have no choice. You're no fool, and yet you choose not to see it. Either you prepare Aegon to rule, or you cleave to Rhaenyra and pray for her mercy.
what did they need to show that camera shot of him getting on the horse there? Like him struggling to get into that. What do they need to do there? It's a weird thing to show.
Because normally, as a lord, he's always been given one of those step ladders, like the king.
Well,
is.
yeah, I thought it was a king. Yeah, maybe. Yeah, I suppose. Yeah, because he's not. He's been denounced, isn't he now? Just to get on his own horse.
He's going to have to do things the normal way.
So why do they want to show that? Just a common man.
Where is Lord Corlys? He should be here to receive the king.
Welcome to High Tide, Your Grace.
Is this how House Velaryon greets its king?
Let's just get on with it.
Malvales. Rare bloom. Indigenous to Bravos. Yeah, by all rights, it shouldn't be thriving here.
The weather has been lovely.
Indeed. And yet it is a dark day for the realm. The manner of your father's departure. I feel something of an injustice. You're perhaps in need of an ally?
I'm the Queen. I have no shortage of allies.
Naturally. Princess Rhaenyra, for example. I did wonder if she could be relied upon now that she's unwell. It's just that on the very same night your father was dismissed, the Grand Maester delivered a tea to the princess's chambers.
That the Grand Maester himself brought.
At the direction of the king, as I understand it.
Rhaenyra sailed with the king to Driftmark.
I must have been in error. Oh, a relief. That condition must be something very serious. What happiness it is to have been wrong.
Oh, what a little fucking rat.
He's the equivalent of.
Oh, he's a fucking Gaius, mate.
He
looks like him.
Finger.
He's basically Littlefinger.
Fucking gammy ankle, more like.
Well, his name's Clubfoot.
Yeah. He does. He gives you Gaius vibes, man.
Mm-hmm.
Like episode 1 Gaius vibes.
Let us discover what might be had for breakfast.
So that was the 14-year-old, wasn't it?
The 12-year-old.
12-year-old,
She's now
yeah,
15.
now.
15 and a half, maybe 16.
Yeah.
The one that he was originally going to marry.
I'm probably looking at her now going, damn.
He's very ill.
Your Grace.
Rise, Lord Corlys.
May I offer you a chair?
Cousin!
Princess.
I congratulate you, Lord Lionel. I can think of no man more suited to be the hand of the king.
His Grace has honored me with the post.
Despite spending most of my days amidst the grandeur of the Red Keep, the halls of High Tide never fail to impress.
Though I do wish we could meet under happier pretenses. Daemon's wife, the Lady Rhea Royce, has passed.
She was thrown from her horse. Her neck and skull both crushed in the fall.
Lady Rhea was a fine woman, and
A sad thing that she and Daemon have no heirs to succeed her.
mayhaps we can turn toward happier pursuits. I wish to propose a marriage between your son, Selena, and my daughter and heir, the Princess Rhaenyra.
You honor both me and my house. We would like to know how the succession will be handled.
Rhaenyra is my heir.
Can I presume that, in keeping with Westerosi tradition, their children would take their father's name?
You are not proposing the Targaryen dynasty end with my daughter, simply because she is a woman.
I only seek clarity, Your Grace.
Selena and Rhaenyra's children shall take their father's name, Velaryon, in keeping with our traditions. At such time when their firstborn ascends the Iron Throne, he or she will do so bearing the name Targaryen.
This is an equitable compromise.
He is looking worse.
He's
not looking
absolutely ropey as fuck, isn't he?
Their sigil is a seahorse, isn't it? So
I'm glad it is you. I know this union is not what you would choose. Dare I say it is a matter of taste? I prefer roast duck to goose.
I saw you sparring earlier with your sparring partner.
I know that whatever agreement being struck up there will not change your appetites.
And what do you propose?
That we perform our duty to our fathers and to the realm. Each of us dines as we see fit.
So we should eat with whoever we want.
Richard.
It's very like, there's lots of like...
Were you reading the subtext in that conversation there?
Overextend.
Do you want me to spell out? Would you like that?
Yeah, for the viewers.
I kind of thought my sparring partner thing handled it.
I want to know though why...
Basically, he likes to play with swords.
Yes, he's gay, Pete. We know that. The point is this. I think they're going... Even though I like the storyline, it's very much like women are more powerful than men. Blah, 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 blah. Women can't be told what to do. Blah, 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 blah. It's got a very, like...
There is a very female empowerment methodology to the series.
There's a very
I think there's definitely some openness as well, because but think about Renly Baratheon in Game of Thrones. You know, he was gay. He never.
Yeah, they're going to bring a gay character into obvious. I mean, yeah, they want to cover all the demographic, but it's
by all rights, you should be Queen of the Seven Kingdoms.
I myself have put the business behind me, Corlys.
I've always feared the day you'd have to marry a woman. Your betrothed gives you leave, of her own free will, to continue partaking of.
That Rhaenyra will be Queen of the Seven Kingdoms and you will be her king consort.
You get to be his sparring partner forever.
You're a fool.
No, I'm not. No, I was going to go, gay. Gay. Oh, bless him. It's weird because the boat looks like it's got a friggin' weird hub thing in the middle. It doesn't look like the kind of structure you would see in the middle of a boat. And a gazebo.
That's how the other half live.
I've heard you say
so many times how you loathe the lot of your position. Now the day comes. If there were another path, one that led to freedom.
Are you asking for leave?
I'm asking you to come with me. Please, of your inheritance, let us leave it all behind and see the world together. A marriage for love, not for the crown.
Take a cold train, that'll be all.
I'll get the next train.
I am the crown. But do you think I would choose infamy? It is my duty to marry a nobleman from a great house, and Sir Rhaenyra will make a fine husband. Sir Kristen, Rhaenyra and I have an understanding.
So you want me to be your whore?
I want
An oath of chastity. I've broken it. I've soiled my white cloak. It is the only thing I have to my fucking name.
the Iron Throne looms larger than me, larger than anyone in my family. So, Kristen.
Modern times. Women sleeping with lots of men.
Modern times.
Modern times, men get upset.
Yeah.
Modern times.
That's what happens when you live in a fantasy land.
I mean, if you bring that to England, yes, that's very. Most of the United States. God, he's knackered.
So, Kristen, you've been summoned.
Time passes, but she always seems to have a baby.
I fear I must question you on a delicate matter, Sir Kristen. It concerns our dear Princess Rhaenyra. Please.
Not again.
Yeah, I know. I'm thinking.
What is it with
that
all these
situation? Just like
upper royalty throwing themselves at me?
I'm trying to retain this. I took an oath.
You are her sworn protector and rightly loyal to her. The night of Daemon's return, my father received an accounting of a lapse of morals. It is, of course, unthinkable for me to question the virtue of the princess, whom breaches, or rather lapses...
It happened, Your Grace. The sin you allude to, I have committed it. At her instigation, it is true, but that should... My oath has been broken. I have dishonored myself. I would ask only this, that rather than gelding me and having me tortured, you would sentence me mercifully to death.
Thank you for your honesty, Sir Kristen. You may go.
Rest now, Your Grace. I will bring the leeches.
I took the liberty of preparing...
The leeches?
That will not be necessary or while.
Yeah, he's going to make it past the halfway mark.
Yeah, you thought it might last till the end of the season.
I mean, like I said, it was a foregone conclusion this guy was going to croak it. Oh, wow. His arm is...
To help him.
Where's the Queen? I was given to understand that she is otherwise occupied, Your Grace.
They never really allude to, like, what it is.
They just call it tea.
No, the disease. The disease he's got. They never really allude to, like, what it is.
Will I be remembered as a good king, Lionel?
That seems similar to the Crab King.
And the histories are written.
Reminds me somewhat of Grace.
I have neither fought nor conquered.
Yeah.
Nor suffered any great defeat.
You have carried King Jaehaerys' legacy and kept the realm strong.
There is a part of me wishes I'd been tested.
Many that are tested only wish to have been spared it.
It is perhaps best not to know.
I mean, yeah, he should have won an award for this because he's done. I mean, he's only been in 5 episodes and he's like made.
I mean, this is why it looks so bad. He's just carrying the show on his
literally carrying the show. Literally carrying it.
You wanted dragons.
This is what we want.
And these are 2 different dragons.
It is with great pleasure. House Lannister, Lord Paramount of the West, and Master of Casterly Rock.
So you get to see all the houses.
Congratulations, Your Grace. You have made a fine match for the princess.
I could think of no better man than Sir Rhaenyra.
This is only the welcome feast.
That's amazing.
I wanted this to be a wedding for the histories.
Where is the Queen?
I understand the Queen is still readying herself for the celebration.
This is why men wage war. Because a woman would never be ready for the battle in time.
Sexist pig.
Your presence is always such a pleasure.
Like,
I mean, even in that world and this world,
Your
that
Grace.
joke.
Your Grace, Princess Rhaenyra, congratulations are in order.
oh, his daughter died, didn't he?
We are very honored to have you as a guest, Sir Gerald. I'm very sorry for your loss.
Lady Rhea was a unique character.
Lord Corlys of House Velaryon and his lady wife, Princess Rhaenys Targaryen.
That's a pretty good entrance.
Yeah, I mean, this is the heyday of House Targaryen, isn't it? Like, it should be all pompous and
My betrothed.
My betrothed.
a queen and her gay best friend. Walks in unannounced.
Big old Targaryen nuts.
As we join together in celebration. Tonight is only its beginning, reaching back to the days of old Valyria and the age of dragons, with House Targaryen and
The king will not be happy, right in the midst of his speech.
The beacon on the high tower. Do you know what color it glows when Old Town calls its banners to war?
Green.
Congratulations, stepdaughter. What a blessing this is for you.
Where was I?
The joining of the two houses, Your Grace.
Yeah.
with House Targaryen and House Velaryon. I hope to herald in a second age of dragons. Tonight's small affair. At the end of it all, a royal wedding. Your future queen and Rhaenyra Velaryon.
Why do I feel like the wedding's going to culminate on the final episode of this season? I don't know, I just feel like it'd be... I can't wait to see this dance off.
I was never much of a dancer.
It's not much different to combat.
I wonder why he's such a good dancer. I wonder why he's so nimble. Oh, she's had enough.
Your Grace, I worried that, given leave of your father's shadow, you might wither in King's Landing's sun. But you stood tall.
Men are made to answer for their crimes. Even Targaryens.
Who are you?
Thanos vibes.
You took everything from me.
I don't even know who you are.
Sir Gerald Royce of Roomstone. I am cousin to your late lady wife.
Ah, yes. Terrible thing. Such a tragic accident.
It was no accident.
Are you confessing some guilt, Sir Gerald?
I am making an accusation.
You know, in King's Landing, men are made to answer for their slanders. The truth is, I'm glad you've come. I wish to speak to you about my inheritance.
What inheritance?
Lady Rhea and I had no heirs. After my niece's wedding, I plan to fly to the Eyrie and petition Lady Jane myself. Perhaps I'll see you there, Sir Gerald.
Holy shit. Who are you? What a line.
Has anybody ever told you you're nearly as pretty as your brother?
Well, you flatter me, my prince. Well, a Targaryen prince. A dashing knight and a dragon rider. You appear to be every young maiden's dream.
That's only because you don't know me yet.
I believe Sir Kristen has bloodied that white cloak of his with your bride's maidenhair.
I'll keep you.
This is a good thing. She knows your secret. And now you know hers.
Although they're looking at him like threesome. They're like, maybe we want him in on the action.
Did someone say manwich?
Yes, like, we want some of that Coltrane. See, now this is finally getting good. Lots of suspicions, bitchy queen.
They make a handsome match, don't they? Sir Joffrey Longmouth. But the Night of Kisses.
I'm on watch. What's your business?
You don't know me, Sir Kristen.
If you have something to say, Sir Joffrey, speak it.
Sir Rhaenyra is quite dear to me. And we should swear to each other to guard them and their secrets.
They know he jumps rope.
They must know he's gay. I mean, that's the one thing that hasn't been talked about. His parents are...
They'll be aware, but like with everything here, they're more interested in alliances. And
of course, but you've not seen a scene in which they go, "What if they? What if he gets found out? What if he?"
It's the perception of it publicly, not.
Yeah, you've not seen a scene in which they're discussing.
If the public think he's playing army when in fact he's jumping rope, that's the that's all that matters. Man, that's some spicy looking pillow talk.
I know.
Oh dear.
I'll only do you in the bloodshed.
What the seven hell's going on?
Oh.
Stop this! Where's Rhaenyra?
Do you think the knights just move in and break it all up?
Wow. Holy fuck, that dude has been absolutely battered. Wow.
Well, I mean, he's getting killed.
Was he on your death list?
Yeah.
What, the ginger guy?
No, no. I mean, this dude was. Yeah. Coltrane's getting executed one way or the other. It was going so well.
We stand here tonight in thanks and praise to join two souls as one.
I thought they were getting married in 7 days.
No, they go.
I am yours, and you're mine.
I am yours and you are mine.
One flesh.
One vision.
Now and forever.
Fried chicken.
Sir Kristen.
Oh, man. What?
So close to getting my first prediction nailed.
Alright, we are halfway through now, so at the halfway point, thoughts and feelings, Rich.
Getting better. Definitely getting better. Especially with the whole wedding, just feeling much more Game of Thrones. Lots of suspicion, lots of betrayal, new relationships forming, fights breaking out. It's got all the elements of Game of Thrones that I remember. So, yeah, really liking the direction. I thought, like I just said there, I thought my first prediction on the Death Note was kind of come true. Not happened just yet. Got very close.
Yep.
With Coltrane, but or I should probably call him Cole Payne because since he's beating everyone up now. But yeah, no, really good episode. Still don't know what to make of Matt Smith's character. He's almost like the Joker. Really, he comes in, causes havoc. You don't know if he's going to be good or bad.
Agent of Chaos.
Agent of Chaos, exactly. But really liking where the Queen's going, that character, which originally was quite boring, but now she's got resentful because her dad got shafted. Something that she thought was true is actually a lie. She's starting to realise there's a lot more to this, political game. People just, not telling her the truth, or she's been sort of, because she hasn't been playing it herself, she's been oblivious, and now she's starting to figure out what's actually going on. And because she's been personally hurt, and I think she's going to become a much more interesting, much more powerful, much more devious character as it goes on. Mm-hmm. So she's quite interesting. Obviously, the king maybe has died. We don't know. Left on a cliffhanger there. So yeah, it's getting.
He definitely wasn't looking good this episode.
No, not at all. As you say, he might be suffering from grayscale, but yeah, it's good. It's getting good. Yeah, so I'm much more interested to see what is going to happen in episode 6 compared to how I was a few episodes back where I wasn't really too sure where we were.
Cool. Pete?
There's so much in that episode to unpack. But just going off what you just said, I think the bits to be really kind of, because you said about Daemon being like the wild card, he just kind of showed up, and everyone at this point was like, "Ooh, what's he going to do?" Because of how he left, but he didn't actually really do anything, except he had that moment with the princess where she was like, "If you want me, come and get me." She's issued a.
Oh yeah, I mean, like,
I was
as
just
far
like,
as dares go.
Yeah, she's definitely
like, kill everyone, kill the Kingsguard, take me.
As soon as he said, "My marriage has been dissolved," she was like, "Take me, if you want me, take me." Yeah. So there's definitely there is attraction there, I think, or something there. I think
before that, didn't the daughter of High Tide say
High Tide?
The High Tower, say like
the Queen.
No, the daughter.
Lena. Lena of Driftwater.
So when you say High Tide, you mean the
Lena
Valerian?
Yes, Valerian. Yes, didn't she say like you can have me as well, or something? Didn't she?
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, she's like
basically Matt Smith turned up and all the women just went, and I'm dropping trout.
Yeah, 100%. So, but the other thing as well is sort of like, because he didn't, you look at what happened with the pseudo boyfriend, who got his I was going to say he got his lights punched out, but he got something else punched out as well, his life. But yeah, he was the agent of that own, because his own jealousy. Yeah, you saw what happened there.
He provoked, didn't he?
Yeah, he made out that he was supporting
what he was up against, did he? He was like, you can tell the difference. And funny enough, that event, the seeds were sown from that, from a few episodes back, where she was like, they were like, why don't you pick the next Kingsguard? And rather than doing the normal thing, picking the normal picks, getting the normal guy, she was like, who's this guy? And they're like, well, like, technically he's a knight, but, like, he was in the trenches, and now he's come to this, but he doesn't really know much about the high life stuff. She's like, yeah, I pick him. That pick has then, if we fast forward to this event now, this guy, the ginger fella guy, he's used to the political game, the backward talk, the let's talk in the background, but no real actual action. And he's then effectively made these normal idol type threats to a guy who's, let's face it, unhinged.
Well, he's been in the wars.
But been in the wars, doesn't know much about the how do you handle this kind of political intrigue. The way they would have handled it from where he's from was
fight,
fists.
Yeah.
So, in effect, it was kind of, if you really bring it back, it was Rhaenyra's pick of him as a person that led to the ginger guy's downfall, because she went against the grain.
Yeah, but I think from a story perspective, they've actually given him an out, because the Queen is interested in him.
Yep.
But also the fact the other guy pulled a knife.
Yes.
And he killed him.
I guess so. I'm surprised.
What I mean is it's not the getting out of the situation.
Yeah.
I just mean the ginger guy's downfall came from the fact that there was somebody in a position that would never have
been in that party. Yeah.
If it had been decisions made by the normal people.
Outside the norm created that scenario, yeah. But it's interesting he didn't get carted off and just chopped up, because, I mean, he's a knight, I get it, but I'm surprised he wasn't instantly hung or drawn or
But you get his motivations, though, because he's fallen in love with the princess.
Absolutely. And I get that. All I'm saying is that the events of now were started way before.
100%.
From a storytelling perspective, I've just lost interest in that actually you could link it all back.
I think the cool thing about that episode is that it actually spent a lot of the time like redirecting stuff, but what I wouldn't say, I mean, obviously you've had the wedding, which is quite significant, and you had the fact that, you're going to see some flipping now because of, you've seen the fact that he confessed to, his relationship with the princess, which has changed the direction for the Queen, because up until then. So, but other than that, it's just sort of, those were like the main points, and the rest of it's just been kind of like, the slow decline of the King's health. You've got like people talking about, the fact that Otto Hightower was, kicked out of his role, and wrongly so, even though he's been engineering, his family's ascent to the throne, all along, So I think overall it was a really good episode, but it was like, instead of being consistent, it was just like here, and here, and everything else has sort of just slowly ebbed and flowed towards it.
Going back to the Queen, the interesting thing there, again, it was a comment made, but I think
Wearing
it's
green.
Going back to, as I mentioned, as you get further into it, they talk about, like, they do trailers for Team Black, Team Green, and all that, and this was our first indication, our first hint of Team Green. When he makes the comment of going, oh, have you noticed the colour she's wearing? You know, this green is what they would have put out when they were going to war and stuff. And I was like, and here is your first hint to Team Green, the Queen. And as you alluded to, Rich, you were like, oh, she's getting more interesting. Like, oh, you know, I think she's going to be a power player. And I'm like, I think she's going to be a power player too, because the hints are now kind of coming in that actually she is. And I think that she is because not only do you have, like you said, she's spurned and she's feeling left out and there's other things going on, but also up to this point where she become queen, not necessarily that this was her thing because it was her father's thing, but she's born children and she's born a son and an heir, and now her husband, she's, and like the rest of the kingdom, probably thinking, but my son's going to be king. And now suddenly out of nowhere, he's going, right, I need to get Rhaenyra's all married up and she's still my heir and she's still my this. So she's probably feeling even more betrayed by that whole situation.
I think, and the other thing as well is that the Otto kind of highlighted, he said, you know, once she is queen, she will come for your kids.
Yeah.
Yes.
And yeah, this is the mothering requirement, you know, the nature of a mother to protect her young.
Nature was to protect her young, etc. And also it kind of proved and evidenced again with Otto just how, like, everyone in there are playing checkers, he's playing chess. This kind of situation. His entire thing, like I say, sending his daughter to the king from a young age, getting that point, getting that in, and then that thing he's sending the eggs, because he's thinking 4 steps ahead. He's like, you don't understand. She was your friend, but the political situation will maneuver in such a way where she won't have any choice but to kill your kids. And the fact that he's thinking years ahead, like they're all thinking in the now, and the political situation in the now, he's going, the second he dies, a war is coming.
Yeah, I like that bit of exposition from him, because up until now, you'd seen him, the eye movements, the gestures, the things, and you kind of had an idea of what was going in his head, but you didn't really know his full plan. And within that little piece, he just went, this is what I've been working towards. Like, this is, you know, this is what's coming. And you're right. He has now passed his legacy on to her, and she will, with the vendetta she's got about her dad being ousted, she will start to form her own, you know, alliances, I imagine, and everything else. But yeah, it's finally starting to get good, because people have actually got investments and angles and birthrights and claims. So people have actually got
the slow burn. And up to this point, has been good because it's now beginning to see the payoff.
Yeah, you're starting to see
building those relationships and those characters and their interactions and how it plays out. I would say moral compass for Daemon this week, but the thing is with that is, again, I don't think, like you said, he didn't really do much one way or the other than just show up and be there.
He's there as the X Factor.
I said Rhaenyra's moral compass has kind of taken a bit of a dip, because literally on the night of her wedding night, she's like going to her uncle going, kill everyone and take me. So basically, she's probably dropped a couple of points.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the fact that Daemon did kill his wife.
Oh yeah. Well,
I mean, if we want to talk moral compass, I mean, you know, do you want to ignore that one?
Murdered his wife.
Yeah. But I think Daemon is the shock factor. Daemon is the what's he going to do? You don't quite know. Yeah, that I just loved his cold delivery of who are you. Yeah, and then not only that, he completely ignored the guy's accusations and then said, "By the way, where's my inheritance?" Just to absolutely fucking seal it, because that's the Vale of Arryn, or the Vale, or where in the first in Game of Thrones, Robert Arryn. So is it the Vale of something?
I just thought it was the Vale, but
I could be wrong. So it's like, you know, does that mean Daemon is the de facto ruler of the Vale?
He will be, I think.
So. I mean, I doubt it, because they didn't like him. He seemingly didn't like him, and none of the lords there would probably support him. They'd lob him through the moon door if they had the opportunity. But it's the fact that he just had that stone cold thing of, my wife's dead, now give me my inheritance. It's just so flat and just utterly cold. And then after that, it's like... But the other thing that I really loved was that you had, like, in that dance scene where the princess is saying to him, take me. And you got, like, the dancing happening around. And with that very rhythmical kind of drumming, it's building into something.
Tension, yeah.
The king's looking and you're thinking the king is going to go for him. And then all of a sudden it flips and it's that other scene. Which I thought was a great switcheroo.
You mean him go for the king, as in, because she's saying, like, why don't you just...
No, the king was looking at him.
No, what I mean is, though, but the building of not what the king was looking at, not what you weren't able to see, if you put her words to the actions, her words were, kill the king's guard, kill the king, take me.
Yeah.
Then you saw, from the king's point of view, the ruckus, but not what caused the ruckus. So you're meant to be led to believe that Daemon's gone, all right, I'll kill the king's guard and take you.
Yeah.
That's what it was alluding to. And then the reveal of, actually, it was... the Coltrane.
Yeah, it's those little switches. They love doing little switches. Like I said, with the when the Queen died, and you saw the little boy's body. That was the flip that you don't quite see immediately. That makes you go, what? And then you have that where you're like, what the fuck's going on?
Yeah.
Right, and then and I think that's they don't overuse it. I mean, that's twice they've done it in 5 episodes, masterfully done. This time they used the music to really build it up and up and up, and then you're like, that guy's getting his head caved in. Shouldn't have chatted shit.
Moving finally to the Death Note. Rich, do you think Coltrane's days are numbered? He's as a
I just think they've been prolonged a bit now that the Queen's taken an interest in him. I think he's going to get. He's going to get. He's got too much, like, dirt on the Queen for something not to happen to him. Like, either she's sorry, not the Queen, or on the Princess. Yeah. So I think he's staying on the.
And anyone else from the episode that you might?
No, I'm keeping those for the moment.
That's a good list.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
Okay, excellent. Final thoughts? Or any more?
Basically, old Ginge learned the hard way. Chat shit, get banged.
Don't know if that's the best way. Chat shit, get banged.
And on that note, we'll see you next time.